What's up, guys? I just wanted to come on here and let everyone know that today, March 3rd, 2019, I am the new youth pastor at Faith Assembly in Winterville, North Carolina. It's been almost a year coming. Pastor Steve talked to me on April 7th, 2018, and ever since then, I have not stopped dreaming. It has literally been on my mind nonstop, all day, every day, and keeping it quiet was one of the hardest things I have ever had to do. When I was 14, I went to my first youth convention. God called me into ministry. I still remember it. It was clear, like somebody spoke directly into my ear, but yet there was no voice at all. But I knew what I wanted. I had so many dreams. I wanted to be famous. I wanted to travel the world being a famous singer. I wanted to go to Hillsong. I wanted to be a director. But over time, God refined the dream and made clear the dream that had been there the whole time. I wanted to be a pastor at Faith Assembly. I've been at this church almost my whole life. On May 5th, I will be 22, and I would say that I've spent roughly 20 years of my life at this church. I love this place, it's home. But for the last 8 years, I've spent time watching and learning what to do, what not to do, and I don't want to get into all of the details in this video, but I can look back on the days past and see what God has done through the life of this church and how all of it has fit together for this moment. Like I said, I've been here for 20 years. I've seen the bad stuff. I've seen the transitions that this church has had to go through. And maybe me listing out all of the previous church staff members is boring to you, but I'm doing this for me so that I have a video to watch in the future. So if you don't like it, you can skip to this time, but I just wanted to put this part in here for me. Anyways, we've had John Howard, Chris Smith, Ernest Silver, and then Trey Denton as our worship pastors. Kevin Smith, Joseph Reeder, Dee Dee Barrett, Jared Lilly, and Glenn Nichols as kids pastors. Raymond Hoggard was here for 30 years as our lead pastor, and now we've got Steve Evans, who has taken this church to the next level, and I could not think of a better person to lead this church. And then we have Chris Lineberger, Brian Cartwright, Mel Tufts, Brent Hubbard, and then Jason Wells as youth pastors. And the fact that I get to be on that list has made me cry actual tears because I'm so grateful and God is so faithful. This is my dream. And guys, let me tell you something. If you are doing something and it is not what God has called you to do, you will never be happy. You will never find the purpose in your life. You will never have fulfillment. Anyways, after months of hoping, Pastor Steve set up a meeting for Monday, January 7th, 2019. I was nervous as all get out, and it was scheduled after staff meeting, so I already had to wait. But then we broke for lunch, and I was like, So then we moved it back to 2 o'clock because his wife, Pastor Lisa, was still at lunch with a friend. I was dying and he didn't even seem to care. But also, I did not know that Pastor Lisa was gonna be in the meeting. When I found that out, paired with the fact that he kept pushing the meeting back, I was preparing myself for the worst. I thought that he had asked her to be in there to act as the Paula Abdul in the situation so that he could be the Simon Cowell and she would be there to wipe my tears away. Anyways, the lunch date turned out to be longer than expected and he pushed the meeting back until 4 o'clock. At this rate, I thought for sure that he would just break up with me over text because I didn't think this meeting was ever gonna happen. But Pastor Lisa finally got back at the church. They called me in, and I was nervous as all get out. I have no idea how I even walked in there without crumbling to the floor. But I forced a smile and walked in. That fake smile quickly turned into a real one. I can't even begin to describe the feeling that I felt. I just know that I haven't stopped feeling it. Have I told you how awesome my pastors are? Anyways, I got in the car, I started to drive, and I almost got in an accident. Not my fault, but I had a thought that I never thought before. I can't die now. I never wanted to die in the first place, but now I had a reason to live. It goes back to purpose. I am living the life that God has called me to live, and I could not be happier. I get so much joy and so much fulfillment each time that I preach. And look, I know this is cliche, but God calls the unqualified. He equips the unequipped. A year ago, I could barely speak into a microphone. Sing, yeah. But speak? No. Another quick little story before I wrap things up. Last summer, I preached my first sermon in Voltage. But before that, we were playing Ultimate Frisbee. I went to go jump and catch the Frisbee, I landed wrong, and I heard a loud pop. I laid there and everyone gathered around me. I didn't open my eyes, I just started to pray. I was so mad at myself. I got up and people tried to help me back into the youth room, but I just made a fool of myself, so I was not about to accept any help. So I hopped along, right back across the field into the Voltage room, and then it hit me. I was supposed to preach that night. And I knew that I had the possibility of being a youth pastor, and so I didn't want it to suck. But during worship, I felt the Holy Spirit take away all of my nerves, and I felt Him empower me. I got up that night, I preached my sermon, and I think it went well for my first time, but I mean, you never know, I guess. I just wanted to tell you that story so that way if God has called you to do something and you have zero idea how to even do it, He can help you and you can do it. I cannot believe that I am a youth pastor. I've had to keep it a secret for so long, and it feels so good to finally just say it. I told my sister that I felt like a ball with an air compressor hooked up and that had too much air in it ready to explode. And now I can finally let it all out. I just want to scream and tell everyone because I'm so excited and I'm so thankful and I'm so blessed, and it's just I'm so excited for this next chapter, and I'm so excited to take this youth ministry to the next level. If you guys have any questions, just comment down below. I will see you guys in the next video. Love ya.